Hello everyone, welcome back to the Lord of the Rings Online. This is Gnarlrynae here. Say hello to everyone, Gnarlrynae. Good girl. Obviously, this is the SLOTRO edition, and we left off, we were right here at the northern barricade of Rath Teraig, the goblin-infested area here. Let's see if we can pull up the map. The goblin-infested area here, right in the middle between the lowlands and the Vale of Thrain, and down here in the Fathlorn, between the region owned by the elves. So naturally, whenever the goblins and the dour hands kidnapped Avorthal, this is the area in which they did it, and the area in which they have their hideout. So we are going to continue on into that area. It always looks like you should be able to travel back and forth between the two. I wish they would get the part here. You know, we always thought to the Grey Havens. We were always hoping they'd have the Grey Havens here. But it's just like over here. The fact that this right over here is what the Tower Hills are, over here on the right side of the map. The Tower Hills in between the Ered Luin and the Shire. But of course you've got that gate that you go through, that portal that transports you back and forth between them, because they never put in the Tower Hills. Maybe one day, maybe whenever we finish Mordor, maybe they'll put in the Grey Havens and the Tower Hills. It's been like an 11-year-long wish now, or 10-year-long wish that would happen. Anyway, we were down here helping Trolley Hammerfist and what's your name, Ingolfer. And we were going to be heading out here. We have to kill spiders. We have to kill cave claws. We have to kill goblins. And we have the preparations for the assault. We've got to kill a bunch of melee goblins and everything. So this is where we are going to be fighting. We are going to pull up Bobo. Bring old Bobo up and help these guards with their battle in getting rid of the spiders and the other foul pests, both four-legged, eight-legged, and two-legged in this area. All right, one down. Do you see there are a bunch of spiders, a bunch of milk eyes and everything here? So it will not be too hard whatsoever to get the things that we need to get. And killing all these spiders and all should also count toward perhaps getting rid of some of the combat deeds that I've got to finish up as well. Because that's another thing, along with being the SLOTRO edition, that's another thing that I'm wanting to do, of course, is see about seeing if we can finish up all the deeds and all that stuff before we have. Alright, there's a stinger. Finishing up the combat deeds and all as well before I... There we go. New deed, Enmity of the Goblins. These are exactly the sort of thing I was talking about. Deed bestowed. Enmity of the Goblins. The goblins were created by Morgoth long ago, as captive elves were tortured and twisted into mockeries of themselves and set upon the world as eternal enemies to their former kin. All that was good in them was turned to evil, and the elves have striven for ages since to eradicate them from Middle-earth, to no avail. And we have to complete this deed by killing 50 goblins. So that is what we are going to do, and after we do that, we get Sylvan Shadows, which is a elven racial skill here that if you have it, you can basically travel around kind of like a burglar. Not as good as a burglar, but it gives you a elven sneak ability, and that would be very handy. You know how much we have loved playing our playing our burglar in the past. Boy, I tell you, these things are taking them down so fast, I'm not even getting a chance to use my skills here. My hit them with a stick skill. Yes, indeed. Boom. All right, 2 goblins down, 1 ranged goblin. We are going to continue along in this area, seeing what we can do as far as taking these guys out. Yep, lightning bolt. All right. Lightning bolt, lightning bolt, lightning bolt. There we go. And take them on down. All right, this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to continue taking on out the melee goblins and the range goblins around in this area. If you come out and turn to the left like we did, this is down to the goblin camps here. If you go to the right, the other direction, that tends to be more where you run into the various pests. The spiders and the... Whoops. Whoa. Boy, they came running out of nowhere, didn't they? Lightning strike. There we go. They came charging out of nowhere. I don't know if that's normal behavior for them or not. But this is what we're going to be doing. Fighting them all along this area here, as long as we can keep them in range. And we'll see you whenever we either run into perhaps this Gazrip, or whenever we're heading back to turn them in. So we'll see you then. Hey everybody, we're back in the North Barricade again. We finished up with our business over around the corner and to the left there with the goblins and all. As you see, we killed a bunch of regular ones. We killed the stingers and all. We've got to go back talk to Langlis again. I did not realize that it was Langlis that gave us that one instead of the dwarves down here at the gate. So we're going to have to go talk to him again. In the meantime, we are going to continue fighting these milk eyes and spiders and everything. Go ahead and get them out of our way. Because they, I know, were actually given to us by the dwarves here at the barricade. So we're going to do most of the hunting on it around to the right side here. And while we are wandering around, oops, hang on. Excuse me just a second here. Do apologize for that. Got a class I got to go to later today. I tell you, it's such a pain in the butt. It's like on my days off, I got 3 days off this week. And in those 3 days off, I've got 2 days I'm going to be at the hospital in classes. Like, even on my days off where I'm not doing nursing, I'm having to take classes with the new administration and all that coming in. So it's like pain in the massive butt, let me tell you. Anyway, that was just reminding me, in case I wasn't awake, I actually woke up about an hour early. So that's why we're out here killing stuff right now. But yeah, we're going to continue around to this side. And see whether or not we can finish up with the burrowers and the spiders and all. And who knows, yep, there's the burrowers. So now all we got to do is finish the spiders. We need 5 more of them. And we'll see if we can find them down this way. Yep, there's a snow spinner. I got a good feeling, judging by the other side, when I was killing burrowers and all, that the cave claws here, the burrowers and the spiders, are on the same spawn table. Ooh, defeated spiders, uh-oh. Completed Spider Slayer, okay. Very nice. New deed, Spider Slayer Advance. Let's take a look here. So we got the title awarded. Web slashers. Spiders have long lurked in all the dark corners of Middle-earth, but those of Ered Luin, at least, have reason to fear you. Fantastic. That was deed completed, which also gave us 500 reputation with Thorn's Hall. That was for killing 30 spiders. And to get the advanced deed, what do we got to get? Looks like we've got to go up to 60. And we'll get Zeal and Marks and Lotro points again. Okay, so off it is again. Back onto the spider killing. Uh-oh. Matted feather. We are losing loot here. Guess we better see. Didn't even think about the fact that we had loot that needed to be looted. Go ahead and get all of that. That must be from whenever we were down there. Yeah, matted feathers. That must have been down when we were fighting in Kelladul. Had forgotten, hadn't noticed we had the little bag over there, so don't think we'll lose too much from losing a matted feather, but definitely one of those things to keep an eye on. Alright, we're going to continue fighting along here. See if we can take out spiders and the rest of the spiders and all. And the spinners, I see some up this way. Yep, they are all definitely, the way they're mixed in like this, they are definitely all in the same spawn tables. And we'll see if we can take out 4 more spiders. And then maybe go find this Gnarlrynae guy. Who knows where he is? We may have to end up looking at the actual quest dialogue again. We'll let you know. And we will see you then. Alright folks, we managed to run into Gnarlrynae here, or fortunately not run into Gnarlrynae. He is in this corner over here where you see this little ruined outpost. That is him right there, Gnarlrynae, a signature goblin. Let me show you exactly where we are. As you see right over here is where you enter in. Here's the northern barricade. And we are right on over here just above the T and Rath Teraig. We are going to wander on down this way. I was coming this way because I was killing milk eyes and spiders. As you see, we got one more spider to kill, and then we'll be done here. A lot of the spiders have turned into chill winds now, unfortunately. I'll tell you what, I'm going to take out this guy. Because it looks like Gnarlrynae comes right on up here. So if I can take him out, there we go. Now, let's see if we can take out Gnarlrynae. Wonder if we're going to pull any of the others with us. Nope, looks like we didn't. Down he went nice and quick. Okay, so all we have to do now is defeat one more spider. And we will be able to turn these back in and then go talk to Langless as well. So why don't we do that? Come on over back this way. Surely there's got to be a spider that has spawned and replaced one of the... There we go. Biting snow spinner. I was going to say one of them had to have respawned down this way and replaced one of the cave claws or the bats here. There we go. There. All right. So let's head on back to the barricade. And we will turn in the goblins in the valley, the spiders of the vale, and the cave claws in the narrows here. And then I guess at that point we will travel back on up to Thrassy's Lodge and see if we can talk to Langless and see where we go from the prologue on further here. You see, it's just a little run around that corner and down to the right is where we ran in Mirrowin. It's where we ran into Gnarlrynae there. So let's talk to Trally. Trally has had us killing spiders.
Well met, friend.
The whole barricade guard, both of us, thanks you, Gnarlrynae, but I am personally indebted to you for killing those 8-legged horrors. Now, the less said of them, the better.
Indeed.
Greetings, traveler.
Cave claws in the narrows.
Well done, Gnarlrynae. That should keep those vermin at bay for a while and give us a chance to patch up the barricades before the goblins have another try at us.
Okay, no long extended thing there, although you might. You're the one that wanted me to take out the goblins in the valley.
Greetings, traveler.
So usually when you see this kind of thing, that is an indication that it doesn't continue on, but we'll see.
Ha! Nothing like a rousing tale of goblin slaying to warm you up on a cold day. Well done, Gnarlrynae. With your help, we shouldn't have too many problems keeping the goblins at bay till the passes fill with snow for the winter. After that, it will be up to the leaders at Gondomar and Thorin's Hall to figure out what we'll do about them come next spring.
Let's see what we have. Padded gloves of fleetness. Or we can go with the Vorthmundar. Gloves of fleetless are actually 30 armor versus 23, 3 agility versus fate. I think I'll actually keep the gloves. What we got here? 198 and a shield we can't use. 182. I think we will go Curaron here. I seem to remember using it for quite a while in my 20s. On my dwarf there.
At your service.
Tell Langlis at his cabin that all is well and the way is prepared.
All right, we'll do that. So it is now back up the hill. We are going to run back on up to Gondomar, which y'all can see through the arch there. We will get a stable ride from there back over to Thrassy's Lodge. And we will see you when we are bringing the news to Langlis that the preparations are ready for I suppose, the assault on Rath Teraig here. So we will see you again in my time, just a few minutes. All right, as you see, we've arrived back at Thrassy's. Let us talk to Langlis here. Let him know about preparations.
You have done well, Gnarlrynae. Once the dwarves and elves have arrayed their forces, the assault on Rath Teraig will begin.
Could I speak with you a moment?
Prologue. Assault on Rath Teraig. Dwalin has sent many Longbeards marching into Rath Teraig, and Dorangur Whitethorn has dispatched many elf warriors of his own. Skorgrim sought to divide the peoples of Ered Luin, but his actions have only strengthened their resolve to stand against him. Skorgrim Dourhand will die in Rath Teraig, Gnarlrynae. While the elves and Durin's folk draw away the greater part of the goblin army, you will enter behind their lines and join up with Avorthal. When you have readied yourself, return to me, and I will show you the path to Avorthal.
All right, talk to Langlis and defeat Skorgrim. It looks like we have finally reached the end of the prologue here. And that is where we will stop next time. We will be continuing along on the battle. Here, the prologue, where we are helping out the elves and the dwarves in the Ered Luin, trying to continue the fight against good old Skorgrim, who we've already seen fall once with our burglar there. Speaking of which, we will be seeing if we can't get an episode of his up today. Probably won't be this morning. I'm going to try and edit this thing together and process it and get it uploaded before I go to class. And then after class tonight, I will see about getting the burglar portion of this done, where we are down there in Dunland fighting with the Falcon clan. Well, actually working with the Rangers to prepare the Falcon clan for fighting. And we will see y'all whenever we're a little further along with that. So in the meantime, I'm going to think about why I have to go in to work on my day off. And we will talk to you then. Bye-bye.